Hey folks, it's Ben. We're here with our 1987 Pontiac Fiero SE with our 2.8 liter V6 engine. And what we're going to be doing today is changing the air filter, which on a car with the engine in the back, you're going to have to ask yourself, where is it exactly? Well, if you notice this little intake vent right here, this is actually the air for the motor. It comes in right here. So if we kind of follow the natural progression of it on that panel, and we open up the hood, you can see that there's a canister right there. Well, how do you get there? Well, let's show you. There are two flathead screws that hold down this vent here. On the battery side, they're little grippy nuts, but in this side, they're actually flathead. So you'll need a fairly large screwdriver to get them undone. And they don't come out, they just loosen.
Oh, I see. That's the problem I was having.
That way they stay with the grill that you see here. And with that, you just lift up forward and kind of wiggle it right out. Set that aside. I put it right here in the bread warmer. And then on top of this air filter, you see here, now this is actually a vacuum canister. Here we have our air filter cleaner housing, and we need to take that upper nut off, which I think it's probably a 10 millimeter, but let's try a 10 and see if it fits. It's already set to come off. But nope, it is a 13 millimeter. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. A deep one because we are a little bit tall here.
So it's a nut, not a...
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
I guess,
And we're gonna put some anti-seize on that just because it is rusty and doesn't need to look that bad. So if you lift off the top, you can see plain as day, and we're going to clean all of this. Like, there's no reason why we can't polish that while it's off the car. But here's our air filter. So it's fairly dirty, but the outside doesn't tell us anything because that's where the engine gets its air. It's the inside that's going to be dirty, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of dust and such in there. So we, of course, went to Napa because that's what we do. We're not sponsored by Napa, but here we go.
We could be.
We could be. Absolutely Napa, wink, wink. It's a 26-180 air filter. And if you notice, if you pull it out and put it next to this one, it's going to be the same thing. That's exactly what we want. A little bit finer mesh, minor details. But long story short, that's the one we want. Now we want to take a look inside first. Is there any dust or dirt in there that we need to suck out with a vacuum cleaner, do you think?
It doesn't look too bad.
Okay, so if it doesn't look too bad, go ahead and stick the new one on. And then we're going to take a break, clean the lid, and put it right back on. We're back from our cleaning experience. We put a dab of anti-seize on the top there just because it also inhibits rust when it's there and helps spin things on. So we got a filter in, let's put the top on. Quite a bit of dirt on this thing as well, but when we get down to the detailing sides of things, we're probably going to paint it again. So it's nice and tight and you can feel the wiggle. It's got a little bit of a rubber collar around it as well, so that's going to seal in the air. And then we'll put our nut back on top and it'll spin and spread that anti-seize all around and maybe squish it on the top a little bit, and all will be good with the world with that as well. This thing does not need to be tight. Snug at best is where we're going with that. So we'll take our ratchet, switch it to tighten, and just a little bit of a, just so that thing isn't loose anymore. And you can even just tug on the side and know that a little bit more would be good. And there you go, that's our air filter change. Now you're gonna wanna return your sail panel back, not your sail panel, but your panel back. So we'll dig it out of the bread warmer here. It's backwards.
It's backwards.
And if you notice what you're shooting for here is you've got a groove that's right here and a groove on the other side. And there's a pin here and a pin on the hood that we're shooting for. So you'll put the rubber flap over that, yep. And taking things off is sometimes easy, but getting them back in, so you want to come in from the top, yep.
Oh, that one went, this one didn't. Oops.
That's it. They'll nestle right back into her. And once again, these are also snug but not tight. They're just enough to keep the bottom in there. And you'll know you'll have it right. Take your trunk essentially, slowly bring it down and watch your body line there. And yeah, you got it. That's done. So that's how you change your air filter. And in '87, Honestly, 84 to 88. It doesn't change amongst all the model years. If you have any questions, ask them, comments, leave them. And if you, I'll just use the same outro as the last one. Please subscribe to Turbo 231 for more exciting car videos, Fiero videos, this specific video. With this car here, it's really getting me the urge to bring my 88 back up into Canada, so we might do that in a year or two, and we will see you next time.